Hello guys, this is our lab 1 and here we are going to learn web console navigation, and these are the topics we are going to cover, like accessing Openshift web console. Then we are going to create one project. We are going to deploy some sample application. Then we need to inspect some application sources and exploring cluster nodes and monitoring cluster health. So these are the things we are going to cover in this particular lab. So first of all, we need to access the OpenShift web console. For that, we have one command, that is foresee who am I -hyphen show console. So it will give you one URL. You can right click on it and you can open link. Let's wait for some time. So now you need to click to this Red Hat Identity Management. Click on it. So you need to log in with developer username and developer password, then login. So now you are in web console main page. So here you are logged in with the developer user, and here you have two perspectives. One is administrative and one is developer. So with developer perspective, it is providing you view for app-based tasks such as like creating apps from source code or from images. You can view some app topology. You can manage build and deployments. And there is one more view, that is administrator view. Like it provides cluster-wide access for managing platforms, nodes, operators, storage, networking, and all. So let's move to developer again. So first of all, you need to create one project. So you need to click on this create new project. So project is kind of Kubernetes namespace with some additional features to support multi-tenancy. So let's create one project, name it as test RH. Display name we are also giving same test RH, and then in description we give it is for training purpose. Now let's create. So now it is created and we are under that topology section. Now we can start building your application. We need to click on this link. So let's click. So let's suppose we need to deploy some Apache, install Apache web application. So let's search for Apache. So let's suppose we are going to use some build image. So click on that, then create. So here like git repo URL is mandatory, so we don't have it. So let's try sample. Remaining things like we can leave it as default. Now let's click on create. So now you can see deployment created successfully, and this is the route where you can actually access the particular application. So you can click on this, and here you can see details, resource, and observe in details. You can see like it is right now there are 0 ports, but it is scaling to 1, and it is in pending state. Apart from that, like what is the name of that deployment, in which namespace it is there, like what are the labels. Okay, so these are all the details. Now you can see one port is there, so it is running. So under resources, you can go, you can see the port with port name running. You can also view the logs. Then builds, and you can start build as well. Build is kind of a process that creates new container image from application source, often using source to image builder, that is S2Y. Then we have, let's move further. We have services, expose the application, and routes to expose the application externally. So you can click on this particular link and you can access the application. So this is the main page for that particular application. So now let's again go to your main page. Now let's try to see the administrative perspective. So here you can see some different options are there. You can go to workloads. Under workloads we have pods, deployments and all these things. So you can go to pods. Here you have two pods. One is completed, one is running. One is completed means that is already executed, and running means it is already running, and one means one container is desired and one is running. So from these three dots we can modify it, like edit labels, edit annotation, edit port, delete ports. These all the things we can do. Same thing we can do. Same thing we can do for deployment here, like it is the name, then one port, then labels, port selector, and all these things are there. And again, by these three dots we can edit that particular deployment. Apart from that, we have secret. By default 6 secrets are created, but with this application these two secrets are also generated. So we have some config maps, and apart from that, replica set we are having. Replica set is kind of Kubernetes service that ensures the specific number of pods are running at a given particular of time. Okay. Then we have inside networking we have services and routes. So let's click on service. So it is the service name and labels and port selectors and the IPs and ports for that particular service. For routes we have, this is the host path, like from where we can access that particular application. Inside storage we have PVC. We don't have PVC in this project. We have some default storage class that is mentioned here. And apart from that, I think everything we have covered. Now next thing we need to cover in this lab is exploring cluster nodes. For that we need to log in with admin credentials. So let's log out. Then again click on this Red Hat Identity Management, then log in with admin credential. Let's wait for some time. So now you are logged in. So here you can see some different options are there. So now we need to explore the cluster nodes. For that you can go to this compute. Inside compute there are nodes. So nodes, we have one node here, like that is master 01. You can click on it, and there are different options like overview, details, YAML, posts, logs, events, terminal is there. So under overview we can see the details. Under YAML we can see the YAML for that particular node. So what are all the pods that are created inside this particular node, that is shown here, and it is for complete namespace. Then logs, you can view the logs for that particular logs and all that. So again we can see the event, and if you if you are trying to log into the terminal, you can click on terminal and it will give you the shell prompts. Let's wait for some time. It will give you the shell prompt. Okay, you are now inside the shell prompt. Let's some command like date. So it is showing you the current date. Okay. Now next one is like how we can check the cluster health. For that we have one entity that is observe, and inside observe we have alerting metrics, dashboard and all these things. So let's go to alerting. Here you can see the alerts, or you can see the alarms. Here like you are having one warning and like two info kind of alerts are there, and you can filter those alerts by the names as well. Okay, then we have metrics. We can see the metrics, and like right now we don't have any like query. So we can put some example query. So it is showing a nice graph where you can see the metrics for that particular cluster. So inside dashboard again you have some graphs, some different kind of graph like API request graph. There are multiple graphs are there, priority, fairness, and these all the graphs which you can see with the dashboard. Apart from that dashboard, you can go to home and you can check for events as well, like what are all the events that happens in that particular cluster. And I think that's all from this lab. We will continue in the next lab.